Hello, everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and we're on the road today. We're traveling a little bit.
That's right. Today we have a lesson that was requested by one of our users, and I think it's a very handy lesson. If we're traveling, we are buying tickets at a train station.
That's right. So I personally love traveling by train. I think it's a very romantic way to see different countries, different places. We're going to learn all about how to get tickets and how to talk about different parts of a train. So let's first listen to our dialogue.
Hi, I would like to purchase a one-way ticket to Brussels, please.
Certainly, sir. This is our train schedule. We have an express train departing every morning and an overnight train that departs at 9 p.m.
How long does it take to get there?
About 12 hours. We currently have tickets available only for first class on the express train. If you'd like, you can choose a sleeper on the overnight train, which is a bit less expensive.
Yeah, I think that's the best option. Do you serve food on a train? 12 hours is such a long time.
Yes, of course. There is a dining car towards the end of the train where they serve meals at all times. We do provide complimentary water and coffee for all of our passengers.
Great, I'll take it.
Here you are, sir. Your train leaves from platform number 9 at 9 on the dot. Remember to be here at least 30 minutes before your scheduled departure time, or else you might miss your train.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Have a great trip.
All right, we're back. So now we're going to take a look at a couple of words that we've picked out for you on Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
So there are many different kinds of tickets you can purchase, you can buy for your train journey. The first kind we're going to talk about is maybe the fastest. This is called an express train.
That's right. So as the name says, it's an express train. That means it's a very fast train. And it depends, because in different places, sometimes they call it the fast train, sometimes they call it the express train. But basically the idea is that it's a very fast train.
And it's fast usually because it stops very few times. For example, if we want to go on the Paris to Berlin train, it won't stop in every single town. It will probably only stop a couple of times.
Exactly. So apart from the express trains that usually they'll go in the daytime, we have an overnight train.
Overnight trains are very fun, or at least they can be fun if you have a comfortable place to sleep. Basically, the idea is you get on the train at night and you sleep on the train and you get off in the morning.
That's right. It's actually a very popular way of traveling, especially if you're on a budget, because, well, you're basically saving yourself one night of spending the night at a hotel.
That's right. So you're going to have to find a place to sleep if you're taking the overnight train. There are usually different options. The most uncomfortable is usually a seat, like a hard seat. But there are oftentimes special cars on a train where you can sleep for these overnight trips. What are those called?
That's right. And those are called sleeper cars, or you choose a sleeper seat.
Right, so that's pretty easy to remember. Sleeper. The sleeper seats are the seats that fold back like you're lying down. But of course, most places like China and India and Vietnam, for example, have actual cars that have beds in them.
Right, yeah. So you can, as the name says, you can actually sleep on this train. Now, if you're going to buy tickets, you're not going to find a sleeper train on an express train or a train that travels during the day. These are only available at night, usually.
That's right. So sleeper car is what you want to look for if you're traveling overnight. And in those cases, you oftentimes get hungry. You need to eat. So where do you go to eat?
That's right. We're going to look for the dining car on the train.
Okay, so think about the word dining room. Dining room, dining car, this means the place where you eat.
That's right. So we're going to look for a dining car, and it's usually in the front of the train, I think, and you can just go and get a quick meal over there.
That's right, dining car. And finally, we have another very important word here. It's all about getting on and off the train. So where do you do that?
Well, you go to the platform, the specific platform where your train is leaving. So in this case, this guy has to go to platform number 9.
Okay, so usually that means that there is a cement or a stone block where you stand, the train comes to the station, people get off, you get on. So the place where that all happens is the platform.
That's right. So remember that in airplanes or in airports, usually you look for a terminal. For train stations, you're looking for a platform.
All right, and that number is going to be very important. So look at your ticket and find out which platform your train will be arriving or departing from.
That's right. Okay, so now why don't we review these words? Let's listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back in a bit.
Hi, I would like to purchase a one-way ticket to Brussels, please.
Certainly, sir. This is our train schedule. We have an express train departing every morning and an overnight train that departs at 9 p.m.
How long does it take to get there?
About 12 hours. We currently have tickets available only for first class on the express train. If you'd like, you can choose a sleeper on the overnight train, which is a bit less expensive.
Yeah, I think that's the best option. Do you serve food on the train? 12 hours is such a long time.
Yes, of course. There is a dining car towards the end of the train where they serve meals at all times. We do provide complimentary water and coffee for all of our passengers.
Great, I'll take it.
Here you are, sir. Your train leaves from platform number 9 at 9 on the dot. Remember to be here at least 30 minutes before your scheduled departure time, or else you might miss your train.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Have a great trip.
Okay, so we've got some really great phrases today on Fluency Builder. Not that many of them, but they're very useful. The first one is a kind of ticket you can buy.
That's right. We're looking for a one-way ticket to Brussels.
Okay, so a one-way ticket means you go to Brussels, but you don't come home. Maybe you have a flight later, or you have a car waiting for you. You don't need a return ticket on that train. One-way ticket is the opposite of a round-trip ticket.
That's right. So usually, for example, if you live in New York and you're going on vacation, you're going to buy a round-trip ticket because you need to go back to your city. But in this case, we're getting a one-way ticket, so we're just buying a ticket that'll only take us there. It's not going to bring us back.
Okay, one-way ticket. And after that, we have a good question. This is something we can ask in many, many different situations. Here, the person buying the ticket wants to know, how long does it take to get there? He's talking about Brussels.
That's right. So let's take a look at this structure. We can say, how long does it take to... And then we can add another verb there. So, for example, we want to know the amount of time it is going to require. For example, here we are asking, how long does it take to get there? In this case, to Brussels. We are asking how much time is needed to go to Brussels. But what if we change the last part?
Well, there's anything. We could say anything here. We could say, how long does it take to bake a pizza? Or, for example... Marco, how long does it take for you to do your hair in the morning?
Like 20 seconds.
Okay, not very long.
Not very long.
You could even change the name of the place you're going to. So how long does it take to get to Beijing?
Exactly. So just remember this structure when you want to ask the amount of time needed. Of course, there are other ways, and sometimes it's very common to make a little bit of mistake saying, how much time to Beijing or something like this.
Or how many hours. We don't really say that in English. We say how much time. So how much time does it take?
All right. And what about when the person that's selling the ticket said, okay, the train leaves from platform number 9 at 9 on the dot.
Okay, so I'm not really sure where this idea of a dot comes from, but I think it has to do with clocks. So basically, when you look at a clock and all of a sudden the hand comes to 12, so it's 9 o'clock, the hand is on the 12, that is on the dot. That means exactly.
Okay, so the train is leaving at 9:00, not 9:30, not 9:15. It's leaving exactly at 9 o'clock.
So we can also say this in normal speech when we're talking to our friends. I could say, Marco, we're going to leave at 6 on the dot. Any later and we'll miss the movie.
Exactly. So, but when you say on the dot, you're usually emphasizing that it leaves promptly. It's not going to be late, and you're kind of emphasizing a person to be on time.
Yes, please don't be late because, so 9:01, or in my case, 6 Oh, 4, these are not okay because they're too late.
Exactly. So if I say I'm going to pick you up at 4 o'clock on the dot, it usually means I don't really want to wait. So please be ready at 4.
All right, so on the dot.
All right. So now let's listen to our dialogue for the last time, and we'll be back to talk with you a little bit more.
Hi, I would like to purchase a one-way ticket to Brussels, please.
Certainly, sir. This is our train schedule. We have an express train departing every morning and an overnight train that departs at 9 p.m.
How long does it take to get there?
About 12 hours. We currently have tickets available only for first class on the express train. If you'd like, you can choose a sleeper on the overnight train, which is a bit less expensive.
Yeah, I think that's the best option. Do you serve food on the train? 12 hours is such a long time.
Yes, of course. There is a dining car towards the end of the train where they serve meals at all times. We do provide complimentary water and coffee for all of our passengers.
Great, I'll take it.
Here you are, sir. Your train leaves from platform number 9 at 9 on the dot. Remember to be here at least 30 minutes before your scheduled departure time, or else you might miss your train.
I understand. Thank you very much.
Have a great trip.
All right. So you mentioned you really like to travel on trains.
I do.
Why is that?
Well, I like that trains are kind of slow. So many trains are slow. Some trains, as we said, like express trains are faster. But if you're traveling in a new place, it's a wonderful way to see the country. Because maybe you're going from one city to another city. Well, it's nice to see what's in between cities.
Exactly.
And so that's why I like to be on trains.
I actually also really enjoy taking the overnight trains because I sometimes get a little bit uncomfortable if I travel for too long, for example, on an airplane or a car. So if I fall asleep and I wake up where I wanted to go, it's really nice.
Well, and I think it's nice also to be kind of rolled asleep, lulled asleep
Exactly.
by the train. Have you had any very memorable train experiences?
Traveling around, I have met some interesting people, and actually they, local people, so they start talking to you and really curious because obviously you're a foreigner in their country and try to get to know you and maybe even give you a little bit of advice. And if you don't speak the language, it's even a little bit more interesting because you're trying to communicate and you pick up a lot of words.
That's true. I've actually heard some really interesting stories from people who took the Trans-Siberian Railway from Beijing to Moscow. They said the more vodka you drink, the more foreign languages you speak. So I don't know if any of our users have done that. You guys should let us know if you have any fun train travel experiences.
At the train station, arriving at the station. When people need to travel by train, they first arrive at the train station. The station is a busy place where people come and go. Some people are traveling to another city, and some are coming back home. When a person arrives at the train station, they need to check the train schedule. The schedule shows the time when each train will leave and arrive. It also shows the platform number where the train will be. At the station, there are many signs to help people find their way. There are signs for ticket counters, waiting areas, restrooms, and exits. If someone does not know where to go, they can ask for help. Many train stations have information desks where workers can answer questions. Some people buy their train tickets online before coming to the station. Others buy tickets at the ticket counter or from a ticket machine. After getting the ticket, they must check the platform number and be ready to board the train on time. If they arrive late, they might miss the train. The train station is often full of sounds. People talk, train announcements play on speakers, and the trains make noise as they arrive and leave. Travelers must listen carefully to hear important information about their train. Arriving at the train station is the first step in a train journey. Knowing where to go, checking the schedule, and having a ticket ready can help travelers have a smooth and easy trip. Buying a ticket. Before getting on a train, a traveler needs to buy a ticket. There are different ways to buy a train ticket, and each way has its own steps. Some people like to buy their tickets online before they come to the train station. This is a good choice because it saves time. They can buy the ticket on a website or a mobile app, pay with a credit card, and then receive a digital ticket on their phone. When they arrive at the station, they do not need to wait in line. They just show their digital ticket to the station staff or scan it at the entrance. Other travelers prefer to buy their tickets at the train station. There are two common ways to do this: buying from a ticket counter or using a ticket machine. Many large train stations have a ticket counter where people can talk to a staff member. The traveler tells the worker where they want to go, what time they want to travel, and what kind of ticket they need. The staff member checks the train schedule and gives the traveler a ticket after they pay. If the traveler is not sure which train to take, they can ask questions and get advice. Ticket machines are another option. These machines are usually near the entrance of the station. Travelers can choose their destination, date, and time on a screen. The machine shows different ticket options, including first class or second class seats, one-way or round-trip tickets, and different prices. After choosing the ticket, the traveler pays with cash, a credit card, or a debit card. The machine then prints the ticket. This method is quick, but it can be confusing for people who are not familiar with the machine. If someone does not know how to use it, they can ask a staff member for help. Some train stations also have special cards or passes for frequent travelers. In some countries, people who take the train often can buy a monthly or yearly pass. This pass lets them travel many times without buying a new ticket each time. Other travelers might use a prepaid card that they can load with money. When they enter the station, they scan the card and the fare is deducted automatically. After buying the ticket, the traveler should check the details carefully. They should look at the date, time, destination, and seat number if one is assigned. Some tickets also have a barcode or QR code that needs to be scanned before entering the platform. If there is a mistake on the ticket, it is important to fix it before boarding the train. Buying a ticket is an important step in train travel. Whether buying online, at a counter, or from a machine, travelers must choose the right ticket for their trip. Checking the ticket information and understanding how the process works can make traveling by train easier and less stressful. Waiting for the train. After buying a ticket, the traveler needs to wait for their train. Depending on the train schedule, the waiting time can be short or long. Some travelers arrive early to avoid missing their train, while others might have to wait because of a delay. During this time, passengers need to be aware of their train's departure time, platform number, and any announcements about changes. Most train stations have a waiting area for passengers. In smaller stations, the waiting area might be just a few benches, but in larger stations, there can be a big hall with many seats. Some stations even have special waiting rooms for people with first-class tickets or passengers traveling long distances. In cold weather, indoor waiting areas help passengers stay warm, while in hot weather, air-conditioned waiting rooms can make the wait more comfortable. While waiting, passengers should keep checking the train schedule. Train stations usually have large electronic boards that show train departure times, destinations, and platform numbers. These boards update regularly, so travelers must pay attention in case their train's platform changes or if there is a delay. Some stations also make announcements over loudspeakers to inform passengers about train arrivals and departures. If a traveler does not understand the announcement, they can check the schedule board or ask a station staff member for help. Many travelers use the waiting time to relax or do other activities. Some people read books, listen to music, or use their phones to pass the time. Others buy snacks or drinks from shops inside the station. Large train stations often have small restaurants, cafes, or vending machines where passengers can get something to eat before their trip. Some people also take this time to use the restroom, withdraw money from an ATM, or buy something from a convenience store. At busy train stations, travelers need to be careful with their belongings. Many people move through the station, and it is easy to lose a bag or forget something. Passengers should keep an eye on their luggage and not leave their things unattended. Some stations have lockers where travelers can store their bags if they have a long wait before their train arrives. This is useful for people who want to walk around the station without carrying heavy bags. For passengers traveling with children, waiting can be difficult because young children may become bored. Some larger stations have play areas for kids, while others have family-friendly seating areas. Parents often bring small toys, books, or snacks to keep their children entertained. If a train is delayed, passengers need to be patient. Train delays can happen due to weather conditions, technical problems, or other reasons. In some cases, the station provides updated information about the new departure time. If a traveler is unsure about what to do, they can ask for assistance at the information desk. Waiting for a train is a normal part of train travel. It is important to stay alert, check for updates, and make good use of the waiting time. Whether reading, eating, or simply watching people move through the station, passengers can find ways to stay comfortable while they wait. Boarding the train. When it is time to board the train, travelers need to be prepared. Boarding a train is different from boarding an airplane or a bus. Passengers must pay attention to the platform number, listen for announcements, and make sure they are at the right place before the train arrives. Some people feel nervous about boarding, especially if the station is busy or if they are unfamiliar with the process. However, knowing what to do can make the experience easier and less stressful. Before heading to the platform, travelers should check their ticket one more time. The ticket usually has important information such as the train number, departure time, and assigned seat, if there is one. Many stations have automated ticket gates where passengers scan their tickets or prepaid cards before entering the platform area. If there are no ticket gates, station staff might check tickets before allowing people onto the platform. Some train stations allow passengers to go directly to the platform without checking tickets, but in this case, conductors check tickets inside the train. Once passengers enter the platform area, they must find the correct platform. Large train stations have many platforms, and each train leaves from a specific one. Signs and electronic boards help travelers find the right place. Sometimes, two trains arrive at the same platform but go in different directions. Passengers must carefully check the destination and train number to make sure they are getting on the correct train. As the train approaches, passengers usually hear an announcement or see a message on a display board. Some stations have automatic safety gates that only open when the train stops. In places without gates, passengers should stand behind a yellow or white safety line on the platform to avoid accidents. If the train is crowded, people might form a line to board in an orderly way. In some countries, there are specific areas marked on the platform where train doors will stop, helping passengers know where to stand. When the train stops, the doors open, and passengers inside the train get off first. It is polite to let people exit before entering. After passengers leave, the new travelers can board. Some trains have specific doors for first-class passengers, while others have open seating, allowing anyone to sit anywhere. If a traveler has a reserved seat, they should find their seat number inside the train. If the train does not have assigned seats, they need to find an available spot quickly. For passengers carrying large bags, finding a place for luggage is important. Many trains have overhead racks for small bags and suitcases. Long-distance trains often have special luggage areas near the doors or between seats. Passengers should store their bags securely to prevent them from falling or blocking the aisle. Keeping valuables in a personal bag or backpack is a good idea to prevent theft. In busy train stations, the boarding process can be fast. Trains often stop for only a few minutes before leaving again. Travelers must move quickly, but stay calm to avoid confusion. If someone is unsure where to go, they can ask a train conductor or another passenger for help. In some cases, last-minute passengers must run to catch the train before the doors close. However, it is better to arrive early and board in a relaxed way. Once passengers are on the train, they should settle into their seats and prepare for the journey. Some people take out their tickets in case the conductor comes to check them. Others adjust their bags, put on headphones, or take out a book to read. If the train is a high-speed or long-distance train, there may be onboard services such as food carts, Wi-Fi, or restrooms. Boarding a train is an important step in the journey. Being prepared, knowing where to go, and staying alert can help travelers get on the train smoothly. Whether taking a short trip to a nearby town or a long journey to another city, passengers should make sure they are in the right place at the right time so they can enjoy their trip without stress. Inside the train. After boarding the train, passengers settle into their seats and prepare for the journey ahead. Being inside a train is a unique experience, different from traveling by car, bus, or airplane. Some trains are quiet and comfortable, while others are busy and full of people. Whether traveling a short distance or going on a long trip, passengers need to know what to expect inside the train and how to behave properly. Once seated, travelers should check their tickets to make sure they are in the right seat, especially if the train has assigned seating. Many trains have seat numbers displayed above or next to the seats. If a passenger sits in the wrong place, they may have to move when the rightful passenger arrives. On some trains, there are no assigned seats, and travelers can sit anywhere. In this case, people try to find an available spot as quickly as possible. For those carrying luggage, it is important to store it properly. Small bags can usually be placed on overhead racks above the seats. Larger suitcases may need to be placed in designated luggage areas, usually near the train doors. Some people prefer to keep their bags close to them for security reasons, especially when carrying valuable items like laptops, wallets, or passports. During the journey, train conductors or ticket inspectors often walk through the train to check tickets. Passengers should have their tickets ready to show. If someone has bought a digital ticket on their phone, they need to make sure their phone has enough battery to display it. Some trains use QR codes or barcodes that the conductor scans. If a traveler has the wrong ticket or is in the wrong seat, they may have to move or buy a new ticket. Inside the train, passengers should be considerate of others. Many people use the time to read, listen to music, work on their laptops, or simply look out the window. Speaking in a low voice is polite, especially on long-distance trains where people might want to rest. Some trains have quiet cars where talking is not allowed. If a person wants to make a phone call, they should do it quietly or move to a designated area near the train doors. Some trains offer services to make the journey more comfortable. High-speed and long-distance trains often have dining cars or food carts that sell snacks, drinks, and meals. On these trains, passengers can walk to the dining car and order food or wait for a train attendant to bring a food cart to their seat. Some people bring their own food, especially on longer trips, but they should be careful not to bring strong-smelling food that might bother other passengers. For entertainment, passengers can use their phones, tablets, or books. Many modern trains have Wi-Fi, allowing people to browse the internet, watch movies, or send messages. Some trains also have power outlets near the seats so that travelers can charge their devices. However, not all trains have these features, so it is a good idea to bring a fully charged phone or an extra battery pack. Restrooms are available on most trains, especially those that travel long distances. These restrooms are usually small but useful. It is important to use them properly and leave them clean for the next person. Some high-speed and luxury trains have larger, more comfortable restrooms with sinks and mirrors. For passengers traveling overnight or on very long trips, some trains have sleeping cars with beds. These trains allow people to lie down and rest during the journey. There are different types of sleeping compartments, from shared spaces with several beds to private cabins. This makes long-distance travel more comfortable, especially for those who want to sleep before reaching their destination. As the train moves, passengers can look out the window and enjoy the view. Some train routes pass through beautiful landscapes, including mountains, rivers, and small villages. For many travelers, watching the scenery is one of the best parts of train travel. Some people also take photos or record videos to remember their journey. When the train is close to a station, an announcement is usually made to let passengers know they are arriving. Some travelers need to change trains at another station, while others are getting off at their final stop. It is important to listen carefully and get ready before the train stops. Those with heavy luggage should make sure they have enough time to collect their bags before getting off. Being inside a train can be a relaxing and enjoyable experience if passengers are well prepared and follow the rules. Whether taking a short trip or traveling for many hours, knowing what to do inside the train helps make the journey smooth and pleasant. Arriving at the destination. As the train nears its destination, passengers must prepare to get off. This may seem simple, but there are several things to keep in mind to ensure a smooth exit. Some travelers may feel rushed, especially if the station is crowded or if they have a lot of luggage. Others might not be sure where to go after leaving the train. Understanding what to do upon arrival can make the experience much easier. Before reaching the station, passengers should check their belongings. It is easy to forget something, especially small items like phones, wallets, or travel tickets. Many people place their bags under the seat, in overhead compartments, or in luggage storage areas, so they need to double-check these places. Some travelers also leave jackets or personal items on their seats by mistake. It is always a good idea to do a final check before leaving. Train stations usually announce upcoming stops a few minutes before arrival. This announcement may be made over speakers, displayed on digital screens, or both. Passengers should listen carefully to ensure they do not miss their stop. In some cases, especially on local trains, there are no announcements, so travelers must pay attention to station signs outside the train windows. If someone is unsure whether they are at the right stop, they can ask another passenger or a train conductor. When the train slows down, passengers begin preparing to exit. Those with heavy or large bags should be ready to carry them quickly, especially if the stop is short. Some train doors open automatically, while others require passengers to press a button or pull a handle. If the doors do not open immediately, it is best to wait calmly instead of pushing or rushing. Exiting the train can be crowded, especially at busy stations. Passengers should follow the flow of people and move towards the exit without blocking others. If someone is traveling with children or elderly family members, they should hold hands or stay close together to avoid getting separated in the crowd. In large stations, there are often multiple exits, so travelers should check signs to find the right way. After stepping off the train, the next step is leaving the platform. Some stations have ticket barriers that require passengers to scan their tickets before exiting. If a traveler has a digital ticket, they should have their phone ready. If they used a prepaid travel card, they may need to tap it at the exit gate. In stations without barriers, people can walk directly to the main part of the station. Once inside the station, travelers may need to find their next connection. Some passengers take another train to continue their journey. In this case, they need to check the departure boards for platform information and schedule updates. If they have only a few minutes between trains, they should move quickly to avoid missing their connection. For those who have reached their final destination, the next step depends on their plans. Some people meet friends or family at the station, while others need to find transportation to their hotel or home. Most large train stations have taxi stands, bus stops, and metro connections nearby. Travelers should follow the signs to the correct transportation option. If they are unsure where to go, they can ask for help at an information desk. Many stations have services for travelers who need extra assistance. Some offer luggage carts or porters to help with heavy bags. Others have special services for elderly or disabled passengers, such as elevators, ramps, or staff assistants. If someone needs help, it is best to ask in advance or check online before arriving at the station. Some travelers like to explore the train station before leaving. Large stations often have restaurants, cafes, and souvenir shops. If someone has time, they may choose to eat a meal, buy a gift, or simply rest before continuing their journey. In international train stations, travelers may also need to go through customs or passport control before leaving the station. After leaving the train station, the journey continues. Whether arriving in a new city for a vacation, returning home, or meeting friends, stepping off the train is the final part of the travel experience. Being prepared, following signs, and staying aware of surroundings can help passengers exit the train station smoothly and enjoy the rest of their trip.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
A ticket that allows you only to go to a certain place. One-way ticket. To leave, start a voyage. Depart. A flat elevated portion of ground. Platform. On time, precisely at a certain time. On the dot. Planned at a specific time to leave. Scheduled departure time.
Let's try that faster.
To leave, start a voyage. Depart. Planned at a specific time to leave. Scheduled departure time. A flat elevated portion of ground. Platform. A ticket that allows you only to go to a certain place. One-way ticket. On time, precisely at a certain time. On the dot.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
One-way ticket. I have a one-way ticket to Paris and have no plans on ever coming back to North America.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for listening. Good luck in your interviews. And until next time, goodbye.
Bye. The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. The right person for the job.
Perfect fit.
The ability to think clearly and make good decisions.
Acumen.
Be superior to, among the best.
Excel.
To be the leader of something.
Head.
To make something active or effective.
Implement.
A meeting where people acquire skills and knowledge about a subject.
Training session.
Have a difficult time.
Struggle.
Arriving or doing something at the expected or planned time.
Punctuality.
To deal with a matter, issue, problem, etc.
Address.
To select a few candidates in order to make a final selection or decision.
Short list.
Someone or something that is likely to succeed or to be chosen.
Prospect.
Curriculum vitae, a short document that describes your education, work experience, etc.
CV.
A weakness that someone has.
Shortcoming.
A valuable or beneficial thing or ability that a person has.
Asset.
A great success or achievement a person has. Triumph. Let's try that faster. The right person for the job.
Perfect fit.
Arriving or doing something at the expected or planned time.
Punctuality.
A meeting where people acquire skills and knowledge about a subject.
Training session.
A great success or achievement a person has.